TMNT fan that is watching this video, if you know anything about Kevin Nash, who played Super Shredder in the secret film, I think you will know that he was having issues with the character because he felt like we were all thinking could have been used better, could have been used for the final fight, final scene, but they made him look a bit weak, having his hand coming out of the wood as if he's still alive. But unfortunately, the way his character was portrayed in the film was pretty mediocre, though I did love his costume, but I just wish that he would have been used and utilized better. So, since Kevin Nash thought he'd never have to wrestle again after his Super Shredder role in TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze. Now, to me, I wasn't a fan of the second film because of they toned down the violence than how it was in the first movie. So it's obvious to me that when it comes to soccer moms, they will always have a say-so when it comes to martial arts kid shows and movies, so why not? They think that, oh, since it's martial arts, it has violence, and violence, there's blood. First of all, this is not Mortal Kombat. This is not no Bruce Lee movie. It's just a martial arts movie. That's all there is to it. You don't have to watch it. Let your kids enjoy it. Better yet, take your child to the martial arts schools where they can learn self-defense of what's real and what's not. The Power Rangers went through this during their time. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Kevin Nash did his iconic death scene in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 in just one take. On the latest episode of Click This, the Kevin Nash podcast, the WWE Hall of Famer spoke about landing his role as Super Shredder in TMNT 2 Secret of the Ooze, and if he had to take any bumps. I had to take a bump when the doc crushed me. Like when they caved the docs on me, Kevin Nash said, I only had one shot because they weren't knock that fucker down twice. I mean, excuse me for me cursing in this video, but this is just something he said, not me. These were his words, not mine. They're just like bumbling around me, asking like, how protective do you think that helmet is for you have? Well, he was basically saying that they were asking him questions like, how do you think this protective helmet is on your head? Like, do you think it's gonna hurt? Do you think it's gonna protect you? Do you think it's gonna protect your head? But nah. Even sometimes wearing a helmet can also cause a concussion. Sorry if I'm stuttering though, but I'm just trying to get through this video the best way I can. But the part where he was talking about how the producers and directors were just asking him about the helmet being protective of his head. And I'm like, it's just like fucking fiberglass. Why? And they said, will you be opposed because there's like no way we can stunt you if we keep this set on top of you? And I'm like, well, a lot of it is like Bosla. I could see Terry Leonard over there. He was second year and was gonna shoot it, and he went like this. Money had motion. So I said I would get a stunt adjustment. They said, well, of course. And then they offered me a stunt adjustment. It was like $1,200, something like that. And I was like, yeah, you can crash this motherfucker on me. I apologize if I'm swearing in this video. These were his words, not mine. I'm just reading what he said in the podcast. But you wouldn't think that being an actor, like, you were told to wear a costume and your stunt double didn't really have any chances of doing any kind of stunts in the suit because they couldn't really have somebody who was a big wrestler who was big as he is to do all of these flips and kicks just to fight these turtles. And you would have think that Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo and Hyperstone Heights when they used his character better than he was in the movie. Because like I said, I love the costume. I think Super Shredder is the coolest thing to ever happen in the second movie, but like I said, they could have used him a bit better. He could have been a big threat, but they just have him appear in a few seconds, and then once the docs cave in on him, have him raise his hand up like he's still alive. That was just a wasted opportunity. So much potential. The final scene with Super Shredder featured Kevin Nash raising his hand through the Rumble, but ultimately dropped, which spelled the end of the Foot Clan leader. Nash joked that scene alone should have been enough that he'd never have to wrestle again. Next, when Shredder's hand came through and dropped, well, he already said, "F it, I had it." Nash said, "When I saw that, I said, how does somebody not see that and see Sir Lawrence Oliver? I mean it. I was just there. I mean it. It was just there. It was just effing there. I thought after that dramatic, I thought like, F it. This is it. I'll never wrestle again." I think this part where he was actually bringing up is even though that, you know, he played the character, he wore the costume, he thought that no other wrestling company was ever gonna want him after he played the character. But it just seems like when it comes to him and his wrestling career, it pretty much helped him become a recognizable name in the wrestling world. But at the same time, you know, you have to separate the character from the person. What Kevin Nash went through in the movie, behind the scenes wise, I think he was done dirty in my opinion. Nash did not retire from professional wrestling. It went on to win several world titles throughout the course of his career, including a very controversial WCW title win over Goldberg, ending his undefeated streak in the process. And like I said before, at the end of the day, I think Kevin Nash deserved way better. I think the Super Shredder character deserved better because I love the character, I love the costume, I love the toys that are coming out with him nowadays. And anytime when we think of the Shredder, we think of it from Turtles of Time, the Secret of the Ooze, Kevin Nash playing the character. And when you think about it, I've seen a lot of cosplayers cosplaying the characters in cons nowadays. And it really goes to show you that when you make something that is iconic, you know fans are going to love it forever. It's original, it's brand new, and it's something that the fans are going to love forever throughout the years to come. And it still holds up to this day. So, link to the article will be down below, and I'm going to catch y'all